persecution of Christians in Nigeria.
All right, so guys, a quick on the US, and they go very serious with the case of this Christian genocide happening in Nigeria. I mean, concerning the latest update from Congressman Ranimo, he posted this particular update this evening, backing it up with a video, what they call a press release they made concerning this genocide in Nigeria. One of the recent attack in Benue states, or to be precise, was very, very loud. It was very, very, very loud. So Congressman Ranimo made this post about 50 minutes.
This country, Nigeria, today fought a civil war. Our leaders in this country.
Notwithstanding, as you said now, we will initiate necessary action with the relevant security agencies to confirm if it is true that it's bad. And then necessary action will be taken to contain any individual or group that.
Here they are. Bizarre has side control. He's doing the right thing. He's pushing away. Chris is a little bit of space.
To lift this man up like that.
He basically bench pressed him into half guard.
Wow. If you see this guy.
I know you are aware of this class. It is big news, so big news. It is big news, so big news. A very big news. A breakthrough for opposition parties. All this Yamayama, where I interpret for electoral act, you know, enter the old prophet.
GBS is global.
Riley Moore, West Virginia, introduced the resolution that put the persecution of.
We are trying to undo 56 years of Yoruba lies and deceit. Yorubas told people from Anioma that their name is Bendel Igbo. Have you forgotten Bendel Igbo? Now they are Delta Igbo. They are South South. South South South. South 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 South.
These days.
You go nene for the women.
want to behave. I'm not following the memory sense. Yeah, welcome everyone. I'm in for this live for debate between men and women. Everybody should say his or her opinion. You understand? No insult, no argument, no fight. It's just a debate. Say your mind. You understand? So why I brought in this argument is that these days, so many people comes up with different opinion. Some will tell you that in relationship or in a marriage, that men are more important or men have more responsibility to carry out. Some will tell you that women are more important, that women have responsibility to carry out. But today I say, okay, let me put it to everyone so that everyone can see it. In a marriage between men and women, which one do you think that have more responsibility or more important? You understand? Because, for instance, some will tell you that men pays more bills in relationship, that women don't pay bills. Some will say women pay more bills in relationship than men don't pay much bills. The other time, one lady said that women are responsible for giving birth, that only birth alone covers every other thing. And I ask question, is that true? That because a woman can give birth to children in a marriage is enough for that woman not to do any other thing in that relationship? Your opinion, is that true? If it is true, in the comment section, say it is true, or it can come up. You understand? Say your opinion. A lady said that for a woman to be giving birth in a relationship, that giving birth alone cover every other responsibility, that is a man cannot give birth. You understand? That is where women aged them. That women are more important in relationship. Without a woman in a relationship, without a woman in a relationship, you understand? That there be no children. Is that true? Say your opinion. You just time for argument. Whatever you say here, everyone will see it and will not know whether it is true or not. That if a woman gives birth in a marriage, that they should not do any other thing. They should not do any other thing rather than to be resting and taking care of the children. Then the man should be doing the rest of other things. What are your opinion? Is it true? Say your mind. Is it true that women are more important in the marriage than men? What is this? Okay, Dodo, what's up? F. Ethan. X. Maya. Galanto. You're welcome. Timba, timba, bam, timba, timba, bam, timba. Okay, then. Yes, the Vicky and the Vicky and yeah. Sat. Oh my goodness. Debating rules in marriage. Men versus women. Yeah, share a viewpoint. You can share a viewpoint. You can, because everybody have been ranting. Everybody is now trying to become marriage counselors online. Everybody want to be marriage counselor. No, most people online these days, they don't have any other content than to be talking about marriage every time. Now, I say let us do the debate now. None of you have viewpoint again. So many people will come online and be telling you that women are not important in the marriage. So we'll come up and say, yeah, men are not important in the marriage. I come across one lady saying that people are just comparing women and men, like man and man, saying that some people will say, some lady was talking about gender equality, but this girl said that she is not even talking about gender equality, that women, do you understand, are much more better than men, that men should be worshiping and serving women, that women are greater than men. This is what this lady said. And instead of giving her own opinion, saying that for people saying that men and women are equal is not true, that women are greater than men are lesser. It's okay. It might be true, but you can share your opinion to prove whether you support or not. Some will come and say that the only thing that women, so you see some guys that will come and say the only important of women in the marriage is to give birth. You see, so we tell you that if not because of children, I will not marry. Do you support that opinion? Did you support the opinion that say that if not because of children, that you will not marry? So your target of getting married as a man is to have children. So after your wife has given birth to your children, you will now push her away. You are no longer interested in a woman. Did you support that? Is that true? Is that good? You see some ladies are like that. That I only need a man in my life, do you understand? For conception, period. Let that man go his way. Is that true? But let me say few of them said that women are greater than men. Some men say that men are greater than women. You understand? So, but I myself, I have been doing so many research, because if you say that men are more important than women, you understand? Now, why are we having shortage of number of men on earth today? Now, if you say that women are more important than men, you cannot share your own opinion to support it. Because for me, as long as marriage is concerned, men are important, women are important, because these both of them have different offices. There are some responsibilities that men and women can share together. There are some responsibilities that belongs to a man alone, and there are still responsibilities that belongs to a woman alone. You understand? So you see, those one that a woman can do alone, naturally, without a man, in that area, men need them. Those things that man can do alone without a woman, in that area, women need them. This is natural. And you know, naturally, as a man, as a woman, even if you say that you don't need a man in your life, even if you say that you don't need a woman in your life, you understand? Nature will teach you the truth. Nature will teach you to know the truth. It's not something. It's not a kind. It's not a joke. Because naturally, you can't call all a man alone human being, and you cannot call woman alone human being. Man and the woman are the human being. If you hear human being, that man is both man and woman. You understand? We are human beings. So naturally we are human beings, and now nature make it possible for us to be, you understand, opposite of the same body, you understand, but different function. You understand? The type of feeling a man has, the type of feeling that going on in the body of a man, you understand, is different from the type of feeling that going on in the body of a woman. You understand? And they reason differently. You understand? They reason differently. So, and the world cannot be alone with men. The world cannot be conducive if the world were to be only men filled the whole world, no woman. This world cannot be conducive unless there's nothing like an experience of a woman for the first time. Like from the beginning, it is all about men, or from the beginning, it is all about a woman. So now, when one of the gender, you understand, is missing, the world will not understand. Like it is going to be natural. But as long as we are men and women, this world cannot be conducive if it were the only woman fill the whole universe. So the beauty of this earth, the beauty of human being is man and woman. That is beauty of human being. Man and woman is the beauty of human being, whether I like it or not. You understand? And as a man, if you say that you are, as a man, you understand, that you don't need a woman in your life, you have problem. As a man, if you say that you don't need a woman in your life, you have a problem. That could be a type of sickness, either psychological sickness or deficiency, like there's something is missing in your life. You are suffering from a kind of strange deficiency. There's a deficiency problem in your life. As a man, say that you don't need a woman in your life, and as a woman, if you say that you don't need a man in your life, it's also a problem, because man and woman, we are created in a way that we must be attracted or attached to each other. Naturally, human beings were created that both man and woman, you understand, they have to attract to each other. A man can be attracted to a woman can be attracted to a man. That is how it is. You understand? You can't change it. So if you lost that attraction in your life, you're no longer having the interest, you are no longer having the appetite, the urge. Do you understand? You are not complete. You have a problem. There's a problem, and you need to tackle it before it becomes too late. You need to tackle it before it becomes too late. As a man, as a human being, do you understand? The feeling you have for, as a human being, do you understand? The feeling you have for each other, do you understand, is part of our life. Is part of our health. The feelings both men and women have for each other, you understand, is part of our life. You understand? Whether your own, see, all you need, that feeling must be there. for you to be complete. If the feeling is not there, you are not complete. You understand? And if you are praying so hard that you don't need that feeling, yeah, I'm having a good day. And if you think that the feeling is a problem for you, don't understand. Now you need self-control. You know, when we come coming to life of a man or a woman, do you understand? There are so many things that we need to guide ourselves. We need self-control. We need discipline. You understand? Discipline. As a man and as a woman, you must have discipline for yourself, and you must have self-control for yourself. So self-control is good for you to control your body, language, and feeling, to control your feelings, because those feelings, you understand, are natural. As long as you are eating, as long as you eat food, you drink, you understand, those things get into your body, will digest, and the chemical part of it, you understand, will go to different body sections to maintain body metabolism. You see, so you must have feeling. If that feeling is not there, you understand, you have a problem. As a man, if you don't have feeling for woman, you have a problem. It's a sickness. As a man, you don't have feeling for a woman. It is a big sickness for you, but you don't know. And as a woman, if you don't have feeling for man, it's a big sickness for you. You see, you must have, the feeling must be there. All you need is self-control. All that you need is self-control. That self-control is what make you a human being. Because, you know, animals, like wildlife, they don't have self-control over their feelings. That's why whenever the feeling comes up, do you understand? You see them. Do you understand? Whenever in the wildlife, do you understand? Whenever a male animal, do you understand, is having feeling for female animal, do you understand? Because they don't have self-control, they will start displaying it publicly anywhere. That is animal for because of lack of self-control. But as a man, as a woman, do you understand? It is self-control that helps you not to behave the same way animals behave. You understand? And discipline will also help you, like when, you know, discipline will help you to contest on certain things in life. But let me concentrate on self-control. Self-control is very, very, very good in the life of everybody. Because, you know, when you hear about sin, you know, some people don't understand the meaning of sin. Many people don't understand the meaning of sin. Sin is not far. It's not something beyond what we can do. Sin is a kind of a daily life activity. How do you manage yourself? If you wrongly manage yourself, you understand, you always involving yourself in committing sin. Sin is simply, you understand, violating, you understand, or breaking natural rules or law. Natural rules or law. And human, you know, natural rules is different from human rules. There are some rules of nature. There are some rules, you understand, that naturally we are meant to keep. There are some laws that naturally, you understand, it is not man that plays that law. Do you understand? You must obey the law. Nobody will tell you not to. Nobody will force you to obey it. Do you understand? It is natural that you must obey it. It is natural that you must obey that law. And there are some laws that it is not we human beings that put it in place. You must obey it because we have accepted that everybody should obey, but those ones is not natural. There are some law, there are some rules that are not natural, which is we human beings that fix it for ourselves to control ourselves. Now there are some rules that are natural. You understand? It is natural to keep it. You see, it is natural. It is natural. Number one is that in life, Nobody teach you as a man, as a woman. Nobody teach you. Nobody. You grew up. It is not your father. It is not your mother that teach you what I'm about to say. It is not your father or your mother that taught you as a child that a man should have an affair with a woman. It's not your parent that taught you that a woman, you understand, must have an affair with a man. Now, how do you come to, who teach you to know that? How do you know? Nobody ever said this thing to you, that you are a man, or if you grow up, you understand, you must have an affair. No. You grew up and your body told you that you as a man, you understand, you need a woman. It is natural. Those ones are natural. And you still have natural ways. You understand? So naturally, as a man and a woman, you understand, sex should exist between a man and a woman. It is naturally understanding that way. That is the natural rule. Now, you as a man, you start practicing sex by yourself alone. You understand? It is no longer natural. You are the one that you are now the one that devised that means for yourself. That's where discipline and self-control will now come in. Because it is naturally to be between a man and a woman, not a man alone or a woman alone. You understand? Now, it is not self-discipline that will guide you whenever you start having feeling for opposite sex. Do you understand? You have to discipline yourself because you know that the only natural rule for it, do you understand, is between a man and a woman. You cannot practice, you cannot have any sexual practice apart from man, between a man and a woman. As a man, if you practice sex by yourself alone, do you understand? It is against natural rule. It is not good. You understand? It is not natural. You are the one that devised it that way. Maybe not because we feel that no woman is available for you. The same thing goes to women. Now, if as a man you start practicing it with your fellow man, it is not naturally. It is not natural rule, because if it is natural, God will not create us male and female. You understand? The need God created us male and female, you understand, is for us to go in pace. You see? And that's why I now play this debate between men and the woman. Men and women. So men are very, very important in relationship. Women are very, very important in relationship. As a man, you cannot do everything by yourself. As a woman, you cannot do everything by yourself. You understand? I don't know where people are getting all those ideas. They are kind of pumping online. They are bringing it online to deceive so many people. So you should know what you are listening to when you come to social media. Whatever that you hear people saying on social media, you understand, you need to do comparison, because you know you have real life and ideal life. You understand? We have real life and ideal life. Ideal life is mostly an assumption. An assumption, like how it's supposed or how it should be. That is an ideal life. But real life is the one that you are seeing. Let us assume now, as a woman, before you got married, you'll be saying to yourself, if you are married, you are wishing that you are imagining how you want your marriage to be. You have not yet married. You know, so one lady told me that, Brother Sebastian, if I marry, I will be the one that will driving my husband to office. Like, she wants this kind of marriage whereby she herself, her husband, you understand, will be so friendly that she will be the one, you understand, to drive her husband to office. Now from the you understand, go to her own office. That is how she wish her marriage to be. You understand? But in real life, when she now step into that marriage, it might not be that way. This might change. So many people will come online and be telling you about ideal life. So many people come to online and be telling you an ideal life situation, not a real life situation. And these most people that will tell you about an ideal life situation, they are the one they haven't married yet. They are the one that not yet married, and some of them don't understand are not in the process. They don't see. We have different experience. My experience in life is different from your experience. So if you are experiencing something that I have never experienced, you understand? When you are talking about your experience, I will not listen. I will be talking down on you until I experience the same thing. You see? Until I will experience the same thing. I know two friends. I know two ladies. One got married, but the other one stays single. So when the married one, so whenever she is kind of trying to tell her friend what she was experiencing in that marriage, her friend will be telling her, do you understand, that you don't know anything. Do you understand? You don't know anything. That you are not wise. That's why you are complaining. This lady keep moving and living with her husband until when the other one now got married. After 1 year of the marriage, she called her friend and said, Omo, let me tell you the truth. It is not what I think. It is not what I think. I'm sorry for insulting you all this while. I'm very, very sorry. Now I understand how it is. You see? Because some ladies will come and tell you that marriage was meant to be sweet. Like the person will tell you that I'm going to marriage to enjoy my life, not to suffer. This is what a lady told me, that he said that I am going into my marriage to do what? To enjoy, not to suffer. You see, and if you ever step into marriage with such mindset, it is a big problem. There are some people never expect their husband to pamper them, but God so kind. They enter in a relationship whereby the man, you understand, virtually do everything for that person. So it is not true that every marriage will be like that. For those who are lucky, there are some marriages, do you understand, that are very, very good and sweet. There are some soured marriage. There are some marriage, you understand, that is very, very bitter. So it works differently. And if you have this mindset going to your marriage with intention that you are going to enjoy, and it happens in the other way, it is not a problem for you. You see? So if you are going to marriage, I want to tell you that men are very important, women are very important in a marriage. Yes, and prepare your mind spiritually and psychologically. You need to prepare your mind. You know, so many people don't prepare their mind. They are just preparing for wedding day, but they don't know that a day of wedding will come and pass. Then the rest of other life, the rest of other days are not wedding days. The rest of other days, you understand, and now where you can show how preparedness you are. If you are not psychologically prepared for marriage, you do not prepare your mind, and you enter into marriage, you'll be frustrated. Yes, and that's why so many people today are frustrated. You see some people, they came out from the family where their mother never enjoyed their marriage. I've seen people like that. Like their parents never enjoyed their marriage, but they spend their life together till old age, even though they have never enjoyed that marriage, but they still manage to spend their life together. Now, somebody from that home who got married and unable to sustain because of mindset. Because of mindset, you know, I will not tolerate nonsense. I will not go for less. That's why But that's what we are suffering today. You will see a man say, I will never tolerate nonsense with a woman. The person will marry. The first one come because you will not tolerate nonsense. You will divorce. That is how you keep divorcing. You will tolerate nonsense because if God can tolerate with men, do you understand? Do you know how nonsense will look before God? We do not make sense before in the sight of God. But God still God is still, you understand, tolerating us. But you now, you don't want to tolerate. You understand? You hate insult. You hate embarrassment. But you are insulting God, you are embarrassing God, and God is still tolerating you. That's man being for you. Our breath today, do you understand, is God's property. And you are breathing. You are making use of God's breath. And insulting, at the same time, you are insulting the person that gives you that breath. At the same time, you are sinning against him. And he never take your life because of those things. But to you say that you will never tolerate nonsense. You see some ladies, more especially these little girls of this generation, Gen Z generation, they will be telling you, I will never settle for less. I will never settle for less. I will never settle for less. The person that's shouting that I will never settle for less don't have shishi in her account. I will never settle for less. But your account is empty. And we are shouting, I will never settle for less. If you will never settle for less, settle your account first. Fill your account with huge amount of money. Now, you need to be, that don't want to settle for less. You don't need to be less. How can you be less? And you say that you don't want to settle for less. Where? You understand? How can you be? You are less already. You don't have anything. You don't have anything in your account. And you are shouting that you will never settle for less. On which person's head? You understand? And I don't know why it is those people that don't have anything that keep shouting, I will never settle for less. You see those ones that have something in their account, they are not shouting like that. Their mindset is different. They are working on themselves. Yes, and they understand what life is all about. And you see them with all they have, they are not shouting, I will never settle for less. But you see those ones that don't have anything, they are the ones shouting, I will never settle for less. I will never settle for less. Marriage is not trade by barter. Marriage is not trade by barter. You understand? Marriage is not business. Marriage is an institution. Marriage is not warehouse. It's not shopping mall where you come and shopping. Marriage is not a business center. Marriage is not a business center. Marriage is an institution. You understand? Marriage is an institution whereby you come with yourself. You have to make it available. You understand? Now, there is something that shocked me. A lady, somebody, this thing happened online. I watched it online too. They are, all these guys that used to, these guys that they are moving around. Sometimes if they meet you, they will kind of interviewing you, asking some questions. And this guy met this lady and was asking that lady some questions about marriage. You understand? He asked the girl, what do you don't like in marriage? You understand? The girl said that I don't want to sharing my privacy. Like in my marriage, you understand? I will have my privacy. You understand that I will not allow my husband, you understand, to interfere in my privacy. And I've been hearing something like that for years. people saying that about privacy. You can say that I will never allow my husband to interfere in my private life. That's, for me, when I hear the girl say something like that, I say, yes, everybody has the right to keep their privacy. You understand? But I was sure when the guy in quote, you understand, now say that you cannot allow your husband, you understand, to interrupt or to interfere in your private life. Say yes. The guy now ask her, what private do you have that is bigger than your nakedness, which you allow your husband access into? The girl started looking at the guy. You say, I just ask you a question. What as in, because I know that the highest privacy for a man or woman, you understand, is your nakedness. Whoever that saw your nakedness, you understand, saw everything about you. If you anybody that you cannot allow to see your nakedness, you understand, is not qualified in your life. But once somebody was able to see your nakedness, not just once, not one, not two, you understand. Now, what other private life, what other privacy are you running away from? If not that there is criminality in your life. You understand? If not that you have potential for criminality, you allow your, like you as a man, you allow your wife to see your nakedness. You as a woman, you allow your husband to see your nakedness. Now after that, you say that you still have another private life. You understand? That privacy you are talking about is not your phone. Is it not your phone? You don't want your husband to have access to your phone to see. If you are free in life, do you understand? If you are innocent, a man, a woman that have access to your nakedness, do you understand, deserve to have access to your phone. Thief. A woman who have access to your nakedness is qualified. That person is qualified to have access to your phone. There's no amount of private that is greater than that. You see, you'll be hiding your phone because you don't want the man, because you don't want the woman to know that you are still having another relationship. Is that one privacy? You are married, but you secretly have another woman somewhere. Secretly, you have another man somewhere, and you are calling that privacy. It is not privacy. It is not privacy, man. Stop deceiving yourself. Stop deceiving yourself. That one is criminality. Criminal. You have that is not privacy. Maybe now as a woman, you acquire or you possess a property. You don't want your husband to know about that property. Are you calling that privacy? It's not privacy. It's not privacy. Unless you have any other reason for that. But don't call that privacy. If you have any other reason for you hiding your properties from your husband or you hiding your property from your wife, do you understand? Let it be. Call it another reason, but stop calling it privacy. It's not privacy. You understand? If you are transparent in your relationship, you understand? Transparency is very good. Transparent life is very, very good. You understand? See, if you are transparent in your relationship, that's when you hear. I've seen one young lady, when somebody told her that I saw your husband somewhere, do you understand? The girl laughed. You know why the girl laughed? Do you understand? Because she know that her husband, do you understand, is a transparent man. So whatever you are talking about that man, do you understand? You are talking on your own. You are just saying it. Okay, let me give you this a story. A man told her wife that I'm going for a meeting, and he mentioned a particular location where that meeting be held. You understand? And left. Now, the time she's supposed to come back passed, because actually the man did not go for that meeting. The man went to meet with another lady somewhere, and the man now called all his friends and be telling them, if your wife called you, do you understand, say this. You see, now when the man called, if the woman called any of his friends, then all of them are saying the same thing. The woman now keep quiet. When the man now come back, do you understand, and the man will keep telling, how can you sleep? You understand? He say, I called all your friends, all of them say that you sleep in their place. How do you manage to sleep in different places at the same time? You see that you see, you see that there's no clarity in it. You see that man is not transparent, liar. And I don't know why, sometimes this life, sometimes I'll be laughing. Yes, I'm laughing because the other time I was talking about being sincere in life. Sincerity in life is very, very good. You see some people lying. How can you are lying and you are claiming to be smart? Is lying smartness? So lying is not smartness. Lying is lying. There's no other name to give it. A liar is a liar. And so many men, I'm a man, so many men are liars. I don't know. It is like it is becoming a norm in the life of men. Lying. Huh? Now nobody is trying to work. Most men, do you understand, are not planning to work on themselves toward that lying stuff. They can lie and they are calling it smart. It's not smartness. Lying is lying. Lying is lie. If you lie, you lie. Admit it. And the liar is not sincere. Because to live a sincere life is not easy. Living a sincere life is not easy. And I'm telling you for free, if you are sincere in life, you understand, you enjoy this life. Being sincerity for the first time, if you want to live a sincere life, it is not easy. So many people will accuse you. So many is going to accuse you. You are going to a kind of experience a lot of difficulties. But if you keep doing it until it becomes your normal life, you enjoy this life. Sincerity. Because one thing about lying is that if you lie, bear in mind that you are going to lie again to cover up the previous life. If you lie, that's how you keep lying. Keep lying. Every time lying. In fact, you go extra mile doing the worst thing to lie to cover up your lies. That is the problem of life. And you always living in fear. Because when somebody asks you sensitive question, you think that they have noticed. You will lie again. You will tighten it up again with another lie. You understand? You will tighten it up with another lie. That is very, very strange life to live. My brothers and sisters, if you are a man, please stop saying that women are less important. Women are not less important. You see? They are not less important. Because what is deceiving some guys these days is that the number of women on earth, they start deceiving them. Because you think that when something is multiple, then say, oh, there's much number of something. Do you understand? The value of that thing will drop. This is not market store. It's not market standard. It's not like market. When a particular product, do you understand, is becoming rampant like everywhere, the price of that commodity will drop. We are human beings. We are not commodities. So don't deceive yourself. Don't like yourself because of the high number of ladies on earth that their value will drop or they become less important. High number of women, do you understand, does not make their value or their importance to drop. They are very, very important. They are very, very important. I'm telling you. So their value is still high. Value them. And your life will be like you enjoy your life. If you value women in your life, you enjoy your life. But if you don't value them, you'll be struggling. You'll be struggling. And again, I want to use this opportunity to say something. There are some certain people in this life that people underrate. There are some certain people on this, everything that has advantage has disadvantage. Whatever had disadvantage had advantage. You understand? One day when I was working at site, we are working somewhere, and one of us started talking about all those girls that living their life as a harlot. You understand? Calling some ladies there, like that are living adulterous life. There's a harlot, calling them harlots. I look at him, I started laughing. He said, "Why am I laughing?" I told the guy that, see, you don't understand life. That is why you are talking in the house sometimes. You see some of those ladies, you understand, that live that kind of life. For your mind, they are not important. For your mind, you understand, they don't any advantage. Thank you, Jesus. The only thing now is that type of life is not, for me, is not encourageable. You don't encourage such life, do you understand? But you see all this harlot, do you understand? There are serious advantage which they render to mankind, but we not understand. When some certain life, do you understand, is not good, people keep condemning it. People keep condemning that type of life. You understand? But sometimes there are some advantages in that type of life. You see? As a man, there are so many men today, there are so many successful men today, you understand, that we are helped by harlots. There are so many successful men today, you understand, who help them are those ladies that you say that they are living a harlot life. They are being helped by harlots. You see? How are you going to explain it? How are you going to explain it? Sometimes you travel to a strange land where you don't have a home. You see, those kind of men, they will start looking for, they'll be asking questions like that. Somebody asked me one day, I don't know the man. The man was, when I saw the man, I know that this man is a very important man. When I saw the man, I thought that the man was like the way the man dressed. Do you understand? I thought that man is a minister or that man is a pastor. But I was surprised when the man asked him that kind of question. The man was looking for where harlot people are staying in that town. I look at that, I said, I don't know. You understand? I started asking that man, where are you from? The man said, the man don't want to give me food because I know that the man will not tell me. I know the reason that the man refused to tell me where he's coming from and whom he is. You understand? And that's why sometimes you see an important man died in the hotel with a harlot. You understand? It is one of them, it is when they died, now we'll know what is going on. If that man did not die like that, you understand, nobody will know that he is doing something like that. But such man will still come and condemn harlot. But when you travel, you'll be looking for them for help. People are looking for those harlots for help. You don't know. But when you come publicly, you'll be condemning them. You'll be condemning them. But you receive help from them somehow. You see? That's why most times you don't condemn people, you don't judge. You might be calling somebody harlot today, and that for you, that person is a harlot, but for you, you are not a harlot, you are living a good life. And with all that your good life, you can enter hellfire, and that person you are calling harlot, in the end, can enter heaven. And somebody is a harlot today, don't understand, is not a mandate that person will end up with that kind of life. Some people are into harlot today, not because they want it. You understand? They enter into such life just because of problem. They see any lady that you see in the house into harlotry, you understand, has a reason. Has a reason for that. That's what you should understand. Some people are into that because they don't see it as a bad life. It is normal. They don't see it as bad life. For that person, it is a normal way. It is a normal way. And any day, the person will saw that kind of life, do you understand, as a bad life, the person will drop it. The person will change. Without being preached, the person will change and stop it entirely. You understand? Some people enter into that life because of that situation. The person have no choice, no option. And that kind of person, do you understand, will never be happy. Such person will be aggressive in life. That person will be very, very aggressive in life. Very, very angry. Because the person is living a kind of life that she has never wished to live. If you see any lady that's into harlotry, please don't insult that person and don't talk down on that person and don't think that that person is less human being. That person is not less human being. Understand them. You understand? You don't need to kind of isolate them. Like they are still human beings. And there's no other way you can make that person to stop it if you are running away from that person. You see, if you are running away from that, and you going closer to that person, you understand, don't take advantage of that person. You know, some people are like that. Don't take advantage of that person's weakness. If you really don't like that kind of life, you understand, help that person out. That's what you should do. Let the person understand that this life is not good. Just God, number one. One view badge. Thank you. You see, it is not really easy. It is not really easy, my brothers and sisters. Women are very, very important. Men are very, very important. Understand it that way. Understand that marriage is not a business center. Marriage is an institution. Understand it that way. Remember that the main point of you going into marriage, you understand, is not for satisfaction. You are going into marriage not for satisfaction. You understand? You are going to marriage because it is natural. It is your natural right. It is your natural right. You understand? That you will go into marriage. If you think that you go into marriage because you want to satisfy your sexual urge, somebody who is not married can still get it by any other means. If you think that you are going to marry because you want to have children, somebody will still have a child without marriage. It is still possible. You understand? But marriage, you go into marriage because it is your right naturally. It is your right for you to grow together, for you to spend your life together with somebody. You are going to marriage for companionship. Companionship. A man of God said something, and I love that. He said that children are not the reason. He said that children is not actually the point that, like, the first factor you went into marriage. He said that children is a product. Children is a product of marriage. You understand? You see, as a man, first of all, when you became matured as a man, you understand? Natural, because of the way our natural body is, you understand? We remind you that you are not supposed to be alone in life. Because natural is telling you that you need to go with another person, you need to be with somebody. As a man, you now start. That's why a man will make that move to get somebody into his life. Because it is natural like that. Now, when you get that woman and the woman accepted, and two of you now come together, so that is companionship. Two of you come together, that companionship. Companionship, when the man invites you, the man already has his service provider update. I don't understand. You are going to start to set up future and service from the house. You see? Now, when you now get married, that is companionship. You see, companionship starts first before you start talking about any other thing. The first step in a relationship is that companion. What we are looking for as a man is companionship. As a woman, you are looking for companionship. It is when you now come together. It's now when a man and a woman will now come together, is when the companionship is done. You see, that's when the companionship is done. And now when the companionship is set, you understand? Then the man when the companionship is set, now the man and the woman, you understand, will not start living together. Now because in companionship, as a man, you are coming with all that you have to you understand? You are coming with all that you have, and the woman is coming with all that she has. You understand? That is how this thing works, and that is how each one of you are feeling satisfied. You understand? You are feeling kind of being belonged. You see? Now, if you as a man, you are no longer sincere in that, you understand, that in that relationship, you understand, you are creating lack of trust. If you as a woman, you are no longer, you understand, be sincere in that relationship, you are creating lack of trust. And once once the lack of trust enters the relationship, you understand, that relationship will not last, because blame and investigation will follow. Nobody trusts you anymore. It is a problem. So for you to stay well or to do well in your relationship, you understand, these two things must very, very important. One is trust, sincerity and trust. You have to be sincere and trust each other. You understand? If you are not sincere, nobody will trust you. People will trust because of the level of your sincerity. For people to trust you, you must have this high level of sincerity. People are going to begin to trust you. But if you're not sincere, nobody will trust you. And that is why so many marriages are collapsing today, because most wives are no longer sincere, and now creating lack of trust in that relationship. Before you know it, everybody decide to go their separate ways. You see? May God bless you all. Who is this? I don't even know who is this. He is live.